Hi everyone, this is Vegas, and today I'm going to be talking with the founders of the Trade Exchange. News you must use in your trading. Many people have never even heard of the Trade Exchange. So we're going to talk to the founders of the Trade Exchange and hear about what they offer and how it can help you in your trading journey. Let's get started. Okay, everyone. So I'm here with one of the founders of the Trade Exchange. And for those of you that are a customer of the Trade Exchange already, you know him as the voice of the Trade Exchange. And his name is Milt. And he is going to be talking to us, obviously, about the Trade Exchange, the amazing platform. But I also want to know, a little more about Milt because many of you just know him by his voice every single day. So Milt, welcome, and let's hear about you.
Vegas, thank you very much for this. We really appreciate this. We value everything you've done for us, everything that you mentioned either through StockTwitch, Twitter. Just want to give you a big thank you, first of all. So basically about me, we started the Trade Exchange in 2015. Prior to that, when I got out of college, I got straight into the industry. Worked for hedge funds for about 10 to 15 years. Following that, we started venturing off with other partners into some proprietary trading. And then from that, we started to do and focus strictly on day trading in regards to news and technical analysis. I was taught technical analysis right out of school. So that was one of my forays, I guess you can say, in regards to how I traded stocks back in 2000, early 2000. Later on, I started to venture into news and, some quick trades in and out, some scalping of specific stocks. And that was my day-to-day for about 5 years before we started Trade Exchange. So, one of the key things about what we focused on in the mindset of creating Trade Exchange is giving the trader the benefit that a lot of other institutions, a lot of big-time traders, hedge funds that we worked with were able to garner because of either the connections or relationships or even having the capital to subscribe to this kind of information. That information for everyone that trades this market, giving everyone a level playing field. So that's why, me and my partners, we created the Trade Exchange, and that's why, we try to do what we can to help each and every one of our traders, our members, and possibly, future traders down the road.
Well, I have to say, I have been trading myself now for over 5 years, but I will say this. I have never, when I was trading, I never really used a news service. I didn't even know what they were. And I knew of a couple of them, but honestly, I just couldn't afford them at the time because I didn't even know what value they would bring me. And I got to say, wow, this Trade Exchange has just changed and enhanced not just my trading, but many traders, which I can talk about later. So why don't you just talk about your customers? Obviously, you have the everyday traders like myself and members in my chat room. We have swing traders, institutional traders, new traders, experienced traders, and obviously long-term investors that are your customers. So obviously, let's talk about some of the data that you provide throughout the day. Maybe you could talk to us a little bit about that.
Of course. So we focus our news desk, which is our Trade Exchange portal. We try to put everything that we used to use and utilize when we were trading into a simple, streamlined, fast, breakdown service. So we provide from, unusual option activity, social media discussions. Twitter and StockTwitch has been a big impact the past few years on markets. So we always try to see information that are being mentioned by people that are followed and verified. And, we seem to notice a lot of the volume always being moved by certain people in the business. So that's why we also include social media discussions. We like to focus on world and political headlines. What's going on in Europe? What's going on in Asia, South America? It always seems to impact the U.S. market. So we tend to focus a lot on that type of political discussions overseas, but we mainly focused on the U.S. companies. So even though we do have some international headlines, those are just basically in the room because they do affect the overall market view. We also provide unusual volumes, either a volume block or a large sweep in a specific name. Traders like to see that. Traders like to watch what other big traders are buying. So we try to focus, a little bit on the unusual volume in block trades as well on individual stocks.
Well,
SEC headlines.
That is fabulous. Go ahead.
So we also have SEC headlines. A lot of people don't mention SEC headlines. What we've realized through our data analysis is how much SEC headlines actually affect the stock. Either if it's a 8K file and some material information provided by the company that's not provided on press release, a insider purchase, either an SC13G or D. What if there are any activist traders purchasing the stock. One of the things we like to notice and one of the things we like to watch is a breakdown of SEC headlines. A lot of people don't put a lot of emphasis on that, but we like to focus on that because we notice that through our trend analysis, they do move specific stocks.
Well, you know what? We love the Form 4 insider information. I mean, when you guys tell us about insider buys, we love tracking those because we've seen a lot of the insider buying weeks later, a move in the stock. So that's been fantastic for us. And it actually, as a trader, I mean, I used to have to track all these insider buys all the time. And now I just really have to say I really rely on your service. And I know my room loves it about, the insider buying and the Form 4s and the block trades. I know one trader, he loves tracking block trades, and he watches them for potential activity on the actual stock, and it's really enhanced even his trading. So I really appreciate that level of detail that you guys give. I've never experienced that before, and I'm just amazed with the wealth of information that you give us. It actually feels, when I actually have asked people that have used the service, I actually get all the time, I feel like I'm on a trading floor. And that is the experience that we feel with your team. And sometimes, when you're not talking on voice, because let's say you don't have anything to report, they're like, yes. Where is he? We miss him. And I'm like, he has nothing to report. And they're asking if the volume, is the microphone working? And we're like, it's on. There's just no news to report. So, amazing.
It is sometimes. There's just no flow, and we try to keep the Squawk side of the business only something that we believe is a market moving either headline or information. We don't like to overflow the Squawk because traders have to focus as well. And if people are constantly talking on the Squawk, it takes away from the focus of actual trading, what is being done. So whenever we have a Squawk, we like to keep it very tight. We like to keep it very simple and providing them with the information that is breaking information regarding options, block trades, not overdoing it so people can actually focus on making money during the day.
And you know what? I so appreciate that so much because during the day, everyone knows as traders, everyone's using other artificial intelligence products on the market that actually have a voice feature, and that is going off in the background. And so to know that your team at the Trade Exchange will actually come and talk when required with vital information that could be an alert on some activity on a stock really is helpful. And I want to definitely say shout out to you guys last week. I got to say you guys were the first, I can tell you, amazing commentary that you guys did on Tesla with regards to Elon Musk's tweet. And, that was just incredible because people thought it was a joke, and you had mentioned what the tweet was, and right away I thought, oh my gosh, let's short the stock or let's get some option puts. And my God, people made a fortune that day, and it was really thanks to you, because I want to just tell people, and those of you listening, when you're a trader, you don't have time to watch CNBC News. I don't have time to read people's social media feeds and read my alerts from social media and see, these CEOs and founders of companies that I love trading. What are they saying? And thank goodness for Trade Exchange, because your team is the one who alerted us right away. And that really helped us immensely. So big thank you to your team. That was incredible. So we love that you give vital information. And that was massive, massive trade for many people. So that was incredible.
It was a very interesting day, we must say, that day. Initially, once that happened, we had phone calls, people wondering, is this legit? Is this a hack? What's going on? But what we noticed was, it was a constant tweet. So, once Twitter, or once something happens where it's a possible of a hack, Twitter usually would shut down the person's account.
Right.
Was never shut down. So at that point, we realized it's not fake. It's actually him speaking, him tweeting. So that's what continued the drop throughout the day. And going back to what you mentioned regarding, the eyes and ears, one of the key things we always hear from all our, from our mom and pop traders to, our institutional desks to our proprietary firms that we work with, they say the same exact thing. It's the eyes and ears that they don't have that we provide them that, keeps them able to just focus on trading and not having to do the research that typically these days you would have to pay someone hundreds of thousands of dollars to do, and you get it for $44.95 at the Trade Exchange. So a lot of people keep saying that to us as well. We are their eyes and ears to the market.
Well, you know what? I will tell you for a fact, I'm so thankful I met you guys last year, and I have never looked back, and I wish I knew you guys before, because the level of quality that I have every single day from your team is just amazing, and my team's obsessed with it. I've even shared content or retweeted information you've shared. And I've had people from social media saying, wow, I never even heard of Trade Exchange. Thank you for this information. Thank you. Thank you. I've always gotten thank yous from so many people. So kudos to your team. So we're just showing here the news. You're welcome. So I'm just showing here the news desk just on this slide here. So we have the news desk. You guys can see that if you have a subscription to the Trade Exchange, you would have the news desk, which would show you in real time what is happening in the markets, any kind of 13G filings, after hour earnings, and any kind of volume on a stock, volume pop. And I want to mention something else too. There's a lot of people that actually even trade penny stocks. And I will say, your team's on it. I mean, I've seen alerts from you guys about a volume pop on a certain ticker, and mentioning that, maybe it's related to the COVID-19. So anything that's moving, for those of you that are trading, it doesn't matter if it's penny play or large cap, mid cap, Trade Exchange is on it. So you guys got to check them out. I'm just showing you guys the news feed. So let's talk about Milt. Let's talk about the Squawk and, the real-time notifications and, how this, having the Squawk versus just the news desk alone, how it's, night and day.
Well, we've always, when we were trading, when I got out of college, we were trading at the hedge funds, and we were trading, on proprietary desks. The key thing always was you need to focus on your trades. So one of the biggest things that we've noticed through our years of trading is how important the Squawk really is. Just being able to focus on a trade, being able to focus on a chart, and not having to look constantly at the written aspect of the news desk, and providing the Squawk, the voice action regarding a specific headline or an option play. It keeps you able to focus on your stocks and your charts, not always having to look at a written on the written aspect of the news desk. The Squawk is very important. It gives the trader a much faster view than the written aspect of the news desk. It gives the trader the ability to keep focusing on their stock, on their charts, on their data, and not having to worry about always looking to the right or the left and looking to see what's popping up in the news desk. The reason why we instituted the Squawk included in the whole package is the value that the Squawk gives alone is something that we cherish. We focus a lot of our time in developing the right way of giving the information on the Squawk. We focus the Squawk on only important breaking headlines in regards to individual stocks, in regards to global or economic headlines, or if there's a Fed speaker, if Powell speaking, or if you have, like today we had Clarita speaking, and that type of information moves markets. So we try to keep the Squawk very tight. We try to keep the Squawk and our members knowing that whenever something is popping on the Squawk, it's something to pay attention to. It's not a constant this popping or that. It's really headline, market-moving information. And that's the way that we want everyone to understand the reason why we think the Squawk is so important. It provides that person, that trader, the information much faster, clearer, and it gives them the reason to just be like, you know what, maybe this is something important if it's being Squawked. So that's why we like to keep that Squawk, just on information that is market moving.
Well, you know what? I cannot live without it. That's all I can say. And believe me, if you guys even think about trying it, you can either listen to it in my room and listen to it. I have it on voice all day, or also you guys can have it here too. You can get your own subscription. Some people don't like to be in chat rooms, and that is okay. When you trade on your own, it's nothing wrong with that, but you definitely need to have a news service, and definitely you should try TRADEXCHANGE and have the Squawk feature, because you know what? You don't need to sit there and stare at the screen all day and read all the news feeds. You can actually hear it while you're busy trading or researching your stock, or doing other things with regards to your trading, so you could stay focused. And that's the whole point of the Squawk. So now I just want to move along here to the morning mashup. And I have to say, this is an amazing document that is sent out every single day and very early in the morning. And can you also mention, Milt, like what time you guys start the Squawk? Because I know you have a morning show in the mornings really early for these early birds.
We start the TRADEXCHANGE, we call it the pre-market prep. We start that typically around 6:45 a.m. Eastern time. During that period, we give a breakdown of any overnight headlines, market moving information pre-market, your highlighted analyst activity, your economic data for the day. We like to give information regarding European markets, the Asian markets. It's basically a breakdown to start your trading day. So we start that every morning at 6:45 a.m. We typically end that around 7:45, and then the full day starts at 8 a.m. Eastern time.
Wow, that's a very long day.
Yes, it is.
So the morning mashup.
But it's worth it. As much as we can help, we try to do as much as we can.
Well, you know what? I have to say, I look forward to the mornings every day with the TRADEXCHANGE, and it keeps me going. Like, I don't even turn on the CNBC. I don't even watch the news. I mean, I have a TV here in my office, but I don't even turn it on because I just rely so heavily on your team. So the morning mashup, for those of you that, this is a great summary of what is going on. I mean, it gives you the economic calendar, the Fed speakers for the day if there's anything coming up. It gives you some pre-market data on commodities, markets, Asian markets. It gives you any headlines that happened from the night before, but also a summary of any kind of pre-market trading. So I really love this, because if you don't have time to read all the headlines, you can just go to the morning mashup and check it out, which is also is that part of the subscription, or that's a separate standalone?
Everything is part of the subscription. The morning mashup, the market wrap-up, the Squawk, the news desk, it's all a part of the subscription. We want everyone to be as informed as you possibly can. The mashup we do for, everyone in the morning, if you're waking up, All the overnight headlines, the pre-market press releases, overnight press releases, earnings from yesterday, everything you need to start your day, information-wise, you will find in the morning mashup. Company-specific meetings, annual shareholder meetings, analyst calls, your top conferences, all your syndicate information, analyst activity, upgrades, downgrades, initiations, anything you would need for a trader to start their day, you get it by 8 a.m. every morning. You get your morning mashup, and by 5 p.m. every afternoon, your market wrap-up, giving you a breakdown of what happened during the day, all the headlines, all the social media talk, all the economic data. We try to be your one-stop information for any type of trader. So, we provide the newsletters included in the total package for people that are on the go. If you're on the train going into work and you want something to read, you got your morning mashup to start your day. You're on your way home, you got your market wrap-up, which is sent by 5 p.m. at Eastern Time every single day. Something to read on the way home, something to read before you, in the evening, giving you a breakdown of what happened during the day just in case you weren't around.
Well, it's just an amazing document, and I know a lot of people really love it because so many headlines in the news that it could be so overwhelming, and I just love how you guys have it so organized in sections, even highlighting insider buys or even important corporate conference calls from the different companies out there. So I mean, it's just so helpful. So I see here you guys have a mobile access as well. So if you're obviously not trading from home or you're mobile for the day and you want to stay connected, that's great. It is available for both Android and iOS systems. And last but not least, I just want to showcase too, your team sometimes will share just unusual option activity. These are not recommendations to trade. These are just what they're spotting in the market. So could you talk a little bit about that?
So, unusual option activity. Not previous to, the past few years, many people didn't really focus on unusual option activity. Unusual option activity is something that is watched thoroughly these days, especially ever since CNBC has their own unusual option activity segment in the afternoons. Mm-hmm. Why is it important? Options have always been, in my opinion, since I started trading, one of the most important factors of understanding directions in markets. Mm-hmm. A perfect example was SQ. I know these are a little older, but these are just some of the ones that we provided.
Sure.
An SQ call activity. It was a large call activity. It was in the January weeklies. We like to mainly focus on short-term type of option plays so we can get a better idea on the movements. And whenever we mention an unusual option play in the news desk or the Squawk, it's always in the reason because we look at the total volume of the play compared to the open interest in that specific level. So in this one, the open interest was typically lower. We saw a large call activity in the January weeklies that expired at the end of January. As you can see on the chart, once that call was out there, the move in the stock was dollars. It went from 71 to like $74. So when it comes to unusual options, we provide around 7 to 12 on a daily basis. We don't like to flood the room on options because a lot of people don't understand options. It's a little more advanced in certain areas. But we like to mention it because it's a lot of money, big money, going into specific stock plays, and it's something that we like to keep a close eye on. It's, people always say the option traders have a better idea on a shorter or longer term play rather than an intraday move. And that's one of the reasons why we like to include unusual option activity in the news desk and Squawk.
Okay, so we could see that was a nice option there, and it hit almost $75. That was an amazing one. And then we had Yayo, which was mentioned at one time. That was a volume pop.
A typical an intraday analyst call. We mentioned those as well. We like to follow analysts. Especially specific analysts for specific sectors. Whenever we notice a top analyst mention a specific stock or a specific sector, we like to mention that as well. As you can see, one example right here was Yayo, Y-A-Y-O, was initiated a buy in Aegis, and the move went from $1.20 to $1.50. A 30-cent move on a dollar stock, you're getting a 20 to 30% pop. That's another one of the other things, aspects we like to mention to our members in the news desk and Squawk.
And you know what? A lot of people love those opportunities because, pennies can move really fast and you can make very good money. And then the last one here was the market imbalance on close. So I know you try sometimes to give it to us. I know lately because of the coronavirus, we're not able to get it as early. But, talk to us a little bit about the market on close.
The market on close is an old indicator used by a select few traders. It gives basically an idea of where the markets are, the trend in the line, and usually typically in the final hour of the trading day. What the trend is, we typically get a market on close imbalance. Usually in amount, 100 million, 200 million, a billion on the buy side, sell side. It's a simple indicator used by a select few traders. And as of late, though, Vegas, as we all know, especially during this coronavirus pandemic issue, the market on close, which is typically released now at 3:50 p.m. Eastern Time, always has some sort of a volatile move, either to the upside with the buy imbalance or the downside with the sell imbalance. So what we try to do is, give this information as well to our members, providing them an idea of the direction the MOC, the market on close imbalance, is heading, either a buy side or a sell side. It gives them an indication of, a simple or quick move as we see these days, at that 350 level. Everyone is, watching their indicators to see where the MOC is going to be. And as we see lately, the moves have been, on the S&P side alone, has been 5 to 10 handle moves. So, there is action there. And, that is one of the reasons why we like to provide that indicator to our members.
Well, we love it. And sometimes people are used to it because, we're like, what's the market on close? And we're like, waiting for it, guys. It's coming. Yeah. So people really like the information. It helps them a lot. So I notice here you guys have a lot of different social media. So, for those of you that have Facebook, you can find them at the Trade Exchange. You can also go on Instagram. They're also on Twitter. So most traders I know during the day, they love using Twitter and they love using StockTwits. So you can find at the Trade Exchange is the Twitter feed. And, you can follow them there. I'm just going to try to move over their page here. You can see here the Trade Exchange right here, and there's their Twitter feed. Follow them here, and you can sometimes get real-time news when it's posted. The other thing, too, for those of you that use StockTwits, I can show you here. You can follow them on StockTwits as well and get real-time news, and then you can see the Trade Exchange website listed there. The last thing I want to show you guys as well, we have here the different subscription packages. You can get a monthly plan, you can get a semi-annual plan, you can get an annual plan, and you can also get a free trial as well. If you're going to try the free trial, just enter code Vegas, not for any discounts or anything like that. It's just to track the response from talking about it on this episode. Love to see if you guys are interested and try it out. And if anyone wants to know more information about the Trade Exchange, please message me through vegas@ilovestocks.com. I'm happy to answer any questions you have about the Trade Exchange, because I will say I cannot be without them. And I have to say one last thing, it's totally changed my trading. Many people have made very good money on the alerts from Trade Exchange, and they're not alerts about ideas, just alerts on the news. And one trade, just as easy as Tesla last week, has paid for this service for years. So check them out, TRADEXCHANGE.com. And I want to thank Milt for being here today, because we finally got to talk to the voice behind the squawk. Milt, any last words to the viewers who are loving Trade Exchange?
Vegas, thank you so much. Once again, we appreciate everything you do. We appreciate all the positive feedback, all the suggestions. You're just helping us make our product better for all our members. One of the key things of Trade Exchange, our mission, our goal, our line is our goal at the Trade Exchange is to offer everyone the same competitive resources that all financial institutions receive at a price that anyone can afford. That is why, when we started the Trade Exchange, we wanted to focus on our members, not, providing them the information they need and not breaking the bank. It's a subscription of a gym membership. That's why everyone always calls us. You're like a gym membership. So, it's something where we understand, we provide the information for our members. We want them to succeed. We want them to make money. We are traders. Trade Exchange was built for traders by traders. We've been in the business for over 50, 60 years, combined with all our partners. And our main goal is to help better our members, help them succeed and make money. And at the end of the day, our biggest, what gives us gratitude is the fact that, our members are being successful, our members are making money, and our members are happy with the information that we provide. We always ask for suggestions, we always ask for comments, because we always want to better our product for our members. And, at the end, without our customers, without our members, they mean the most to us. We want to make sure that they're always taken care of, that they're happy with the product that we provide them. And, we try to do what we can to always give as much as we possibly can throughout the day. So once again, Vegas, we want to thank you, for everything that you've done for us. We want to thank you for, the positive feedback, the positive mentions, and, we are very grateful for all of that.
Well, you're very welcome. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to listening to this episode of my interview with the Trade Exchange team, the best news service out there. You must try them out. There's nothing to risk. Try them out. You will not regret it. If you have any questions, like I said, message me. I'm happy to help you guys. And that's what I'm all about. I am also here to help traders learn, get educated, and make money and learn. I will also be showcasing very soon on the next episode. I'll be looking to showcase about Trade Exchange option payday plays, because we mentioned here in this video sometimes though the options activity can sometimes affect a stock. So I will be sharing some of that content. So be sure to subscribe, like, and follow so that you can hear more about the Trade Exchange and how it will help you with your trading. So thanks everyone. Have a great night, and please comment below. Have a great evening. Bye everyone.